Hello everyone, this is Dimitri from Dim Studio. We are continuing our series of video tutorials on working with the Rumer 23 Strong AI program. Today we'll be talking about setting up email in our projects. First of all, right here on the main screen of the program, we have this feature. Here's this little window. Mail activation enabling manual mode. So in order to set up email, we need to understand why we need it in the first place. We need it primarily for profile activation, meaning that when we register an account, we can receive a link to activate it, and then continue working with our project. We have three modes: off, which means email doesn't work at all; automatic, which works on a timer; and manual, meaning that unless we click on this icon to download emails, the emails won't be downloaded by default. Of course, we work in automatic mode and the timing settings are configured in these windows. So for Google, I recommend setting email collection here to once every 16 minutes and the maximum session duration to 25 minutes. These are the numbers I use, not from the ceiling. These values are not arbitrary, but based on Google's recommendations. Google recommends that we access mail via POP or IMAP once every 15 minutes. These are just recommendations, meaning we can easily work more frequently. It's just that there's a chance we might be prompted to enter a CAPTCHA in the web interface. To avoid that, we add a small delay of about 1 minute and work without any issues. And a session duration of 25 minutes is enough for our needs. Thank you. For example, 150 threads in 16 minutes. We received as much from the mail as we could download in 25 minutes. Here I recommend checking all the boxes completely. And let's go straight to the project settings. What interests us most is this mail handling field, the address where activation emails will be sent, login to the server, password for the server, and the server itself via Playmap. By default, I recommend using Gmail. That is, for working in international zones, this mail service is preferable because it is more trusted and more reliable. If you use something like mail.ru, there's a chance that some resources will simply block you saying, sorry, we don't support this mail service. Or at the connection stage, email simply won't be sent there at all. That's why I recommend using Gmail, and now let's set it up right away. I'll show you how to do it with a Gmail account. So let's get started. Open your email, go to gmail.com, and here I've just registered an account. A mandatory requirement is having two-factor authentication enabled. That is activation via your phone. So what do? We enable two-factor authentication, receive an SMS, and activate it. In this case, I've also selected Russian as the language in the settings right here. Next, we go here, click on the gear icon, select See All Settings, and the first thing is Filters and Blocked Addresses. We need to add a new filter. We're interested in subject does not contain, and here we need to enter some random gibberish that you're very unlikely to ever receive by email. Enter a long string like that. If it does not contain the words, click Create Filter, not the blue search button, but pay attention here. Click Create Filter. And never send it to spam. That means everything will go straight to the inbox. Create this filter. Next, enable POP and IMAP forwarding. Be sure to enable POPI for all mail and IMAP for all mail. I also select Delete Gmail's copy here. So when we access via POP or IMAP, we will have also delete everything from the inbox. So that's the second and third options. No, that's perfect. Now let's confirm. Okay, we've confirmed our identity, and now the last thing we need to do is go click here on our icon to go to Google account, then manage your Google account. Here we need to type the word applications, but if our interface is in Russian, the word is приложение, application, and here we get a selection of different options where the word application appears, and we need the application password. Here we create the first application password. Let's name it, for example, mail. That is, this is our email, just so it's clear, and then we click the create button. After that, a password like this pops up and we immediately press Ctrl+C to copy it into the folder, into the password field using Control. In some cases, you might need to remove spaces. In this particular case, I don't actually do that, and essentially we simply click on the mailbox itself. It's now ready here, and then we return to this point. In our mailbox, we carefully copy this specific line with our email and then paste it into the designated email address field. Click on Check. We see that the Poppy server is automatically detected as gmail.com, and if everything is fine, we will get a message like this. IMAP protocol, OK, there is one email, and POP3 OK, there is also one email. Be sure to click the Save button. The project has been successfully saved. Let's check again. Yes, the login and password have been saved, and that's basically it. Here you can also, for example, if your mail server supports it, collect emails from different mailboxes into one. You can use the variation system, for example, to add different addresses here so that each thread has its own address generated. The main thing is to keep your login and password unchanged here, and then collection will be performed from all these addresses to this address, and the password for it will be the same. That's it. Everything is simple here. You don't need to do anything else. Our mail will come to this address, and you will be able to activate your profiles. The only downside of this method, in my opinion, is that we need to have phone numbers to activate two-factor authentication, because if we don't do this, we won't get access to the application passwords. Therefore, if you have the option to use your own server, of course, it's better to use your own server rather than, for example, something like mail.ru, because if we use Mail.ru, some servers will simply block us. To avoid this, it's better to use Gmail. That's all I have for now. Subscribe to our channel, like the video, and hit the bell icon. There will be many more interesting topics here reviewing the Xrumer 23 Strong program, AI. See you next time.